Was the South Korea vs Italy match in 2002 World Cup really fair? Did Brazil really sell their 1998 match against Norway before kickoff? Are World Cup matches truly over in just 90 minutes? These questions open the door to a dark chapter in football history, where bribery, match fixing, political interference, and unseen hands shape the game, and where the weight of the trophy is measured not in just in gold, but in lies, pressure, and deception. It's time to lift the curtain on decades of the World Cup darkest secrets. It was the 1998 World Cup, a summer of dreams, tension, and history in the making. And in a quiet Parisian sports bar, fans watched in disbelief. Brazil, the reigning football giants, were leading 1-0, confident of victory. But suddenly everything changed. In the 88th minute, a clash between Brazil's Junior Baiano and Norway's Tore André inside the penalty box catch the referee's attention. American official Esfandiar Bahamas pointed to the spot, awarding Norway penalty. The decision was instant, controversial, and shocking. Replays showed only a angle, leaving many questioning if it was a foul at all, some even calling it an imaginary penalty. Yet Bahamas stood by his call, insisting there had been a clear foul. Sheitil Rekdal stepped up and with a calm strike converted the penalty. Suddenly, Norway led 2-1, a result that not only stunned Brazil but also knocked Morocco out of the tournament. Despite their earlier win against Scotland, on the field football was being played, but off the field debate raged and whispers of match manipulation floated through the crowd. Was it just a twist of fate, a referee's bold call, or something more? This match didn't just end in 90 minutes. It opened the door to one of the most talked about controversies in World Cup history. It was a foggy night at Stade de France, and every eye in the stadium and in front of screens worldwide was glued to the pitch. Ireland and France were locked in a tense playoff. The score level inching toward a tiebreak. Then, in the 103rd minute, it happened. The ball rolled toward France's Thierry Henry. Everyone thought it would go out of play, but Henry did the unthinkable. He controlled it with his hand, a subtle toss, invisible to the referee, and the ball found the feet of William Gallas, who scored. France took the lead, and Ireland's World Cup dream crumbled. There was no VR, no instant replay justice, only heartbreak, outrage, and despair. One touch, one hand, shattered a nation's hopes in an instant. That night, Henry became a hero to some, a villain to others. The football world still debates it, but one thing is certain: the hand of Henry left a permanent dark mark in World Cup history. Could a nation's entire dream be crushed by the touch of a single hand? But if so, can anyone World Cup ever truly be about still alone? If a nation's dream can be crushed with a touch of hand, can an entire World Cup be staged purely through skill? The 2006 World Cup in Germany was supposed to be a celebration of football perfection. Stadiums shone under bright lights, fans cheered passionately, and the world watched in awe as matches unfolded flawlessly. A far darker story was brewing in the quiet hall of Bonn. In a room away from cameras, a meeting took place. Name whispered in Hearthstone, Sepp Blatter, Juan Antonio Samaranch, Franz Beckenbauer. These were struck. Money exchange, decisions influence. Investigations later revealed that Germany had paid 6.7 million in bribe to secure the hosting rights. The money was routed through mysterious consulting fees, and even taxpayer funds were allegedly used to grease the wheels. The Spiegels investigate uncovered layers of secrecy, revealing a world far removed from the cheering crowd. Beckenbauer, a legendary former player and organizer, later admitted mistakes were made, but it wasn't corruption. Yet the whisper persisted. How much of this tournament was truly earned on the pitch, and how much was brought in the shadows? When bribes become the foundation, the beautiful game begins to crumble. The masses, the tactics, the triumphs, suddenly they are tinged with doubt. Every cheer, every goal, every roar from the stand is shadowed by the question: was this victory real, or was it scripted behind closed doors? Germany delivered a world-class spectacle, but the integrity of the event, the very soul of the competition, had been tested. Fans worldwide were left to wonder when the tournament is brought before a single ball is kicked. Can the battles on the field ever truly be pure? The 2006 World Cup was filled with memorable moments, but nothing quite like the Portugal and Netherlands match, a game that would go down in history as Battle of Nuremberg. From the very first whistle, the match descended into chaos. Hard tackles, aggressive fouls, and fiery tempers set the tone. Players collided again and again, and what should have been a showcase of skill turned into a battlefield of frustration and anger. Referee Valentin Ivanov struggled to keep control, handing out an unprecedented 16 yellow cards and 4 red cards. World Cup records that still stand one by one. The players were sent off, leaving fans stunned. Instead of tactical brilliance and brilliant plays, the headlines were dominated by controversy and punishment. Every challenge, every scuffle, and every decision became a story in itself. Even FIFA later described it as the most shameful game in World Cup history. The beautiful game seemed to vanish that night, replaced by chaos, aggression, and heartbreak. Fans around the world watched in disbelief as a World Cup match became a brutal test of nervous rather than skill. The tension on the field was mirrored in the stands and living room worldwide. Emotion ran high, debates raged, and every call by Ivanov was scrutinized like never before. This was not just a match, it was a mirror of the pressures, rivalries, and raw human emotion that make football more than a game. On this bloody battlefield, it became clear even the fairest referee's decision can be questioned, and the spirit of the World Cup itself can be challenged. When ambition and national pride collide, the 2002 World Cup was meant to be a celebration of football in Asia, but for South Korea, it became an unforgettable journey filled with both triumph and controversy. Hosting the tournament for the first time, the nation rallied behind its team, which achieved an unprecedented run to the semi-finals, defeating football giants along the way. But it was the quarter-final against Italy that sparked one of the most hated debates in football history. The match itself was a roller coaster. Italy appeared to dominate at times, creating clear scoring opponents, yet referee decisions seemed to favor South Korea. A legitimate goal for Italy was disallowed in a moment to left players, fans, and commentators outraged. Penalty appeals by the Italians were ignored, and Francesco Totti, a key player, was controversially shown a red card for an alleged drive. Iconic goalkeeper Gianluigi Buffon's reaction and clap over his head in disbelief became a symbol of the frustration that resonated around the world. The controversy did not end on the pitch. Later investigations and reports suggest that some internal frictions within FIFA sought to expand football popularity in Asia. Allegedly, these frictions exerted subtle pressure on referees, influencing decisions in favor of the host nation. This alleged political and economic maneuvering cast a long shadow over South Korea's victories, raising unforgettable questions. How much of their miraculous run was truly earned, and how much was shaped behind the scenes? The impact was immediate and far-reaching. Italian fans and players felt robbed. The global football community debated ethics and fairness. The match became a case study in how political, commercial interests and influence can intersect with the beautiful game. Yet for South Korea, the victories brought national pride. Historic achievement illustrating the complex duality of football. Moments of glory can be intertwined the controversy. As the stadium lights fade, the shadows remain. The World Cup is more than goals and glory. It's a stage where politics, rivalry, and unseen hands something shape the game. From controversial calls to scandals. Behind closed doors, story reminds us that every victory may carry a hidden cost. Can football ever be truly pure, or will the shadow always linger just beyond the goalpost?